Hi, yeah, I'm back again. And I would like to divert attention back onto more important issues rather than this global, the greatest overreaction of all time to a global lying pandemic lie. And rather than us continually being bullshitted to death, bring a couple of topics forward to everybody to perhaps go and do some homework and background research on, which should be a lot more interesting than this on and on going, yeah, basically being lied to death by our mainstream media. Um, so rather than talking about the coronavirus and things like that, let's look at something like, well, where did 3,000 tons of South African gold go to? Shouldn't this be more important than land redistribution in a country that is land rich, that has an abundance of land? 3,000 tons of South African gold. Can you calculate how much that's worth? I don't know how much that's worth. It's a staggering amount of money. Albeit that it disappeared in the 80s, according to an insider of the South African Reserve Bank, Stephen Mitford Goodson, who was extremely concerned about this issue. And also, should we not focus on the untimely deaths of Stephen Mitford Goodson, as well as on a separate topic, Joan Rivers? Let's look at that topic. And when she outed Michelle Obama as being a tranny, and then it was almost like a joke that he was not even, comedian style, kind of just said, no, everybody knows this, which I know these people, I know how they express themselves, and I think it was like she was just so tired of the Goyim just being like little babies, which I'm also a little bit tired of myself. But I think it's something to look into at these untimely deaths, especially when those kind of things coincide coincidentally. Joanne Rivers, who was definitely an insider, and then she said, "We all know." And she didn't, say anything more. She just turned around and walked away. So have a look at that YouTube video. It's very, very good. Rather than focusing on the coronavirus garbage, where's Ghislaine Maxwell? Look into that. Why does the mainstream media not continually go on about where Ghislaine Maxwell is? And rather than hearing about the coronavirus, can we discuss if diversity is not our strength, whose strength is it? That would be a much more interesting topic than what currently gets discussed on the mainstream news and the absolute greatest overreaction of all time, so that they can come and seize people like maybe dissenters. Who knows what their modus operandi would be. Also, what is this uncanny connection with Jimmy Savile, pedophile, with Prince Charles, best pals, and another pedophile type of leaning guy, Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell linked to Prince Andrew? What are the odds of this being, two brothers of the same family? Like, are we actually controlled by a bunch of, psychopathic Satanists? I don't know. But let's have a look. I mean, what are the odds of that? You've got Prince Charles, 100% friends with Jimmy Savile. Fucking wake up. You got another guy, Andrew, also 100% in with another pedophile, Epstein. Catch a wake up. I mean, stop being little children. So we're going to look at these much more interesting topics. 3,000 tons of gold from a country that needs its wealth. They've had all kinds of bullshit and smoke screens and diversions for the last 50 bloody years since it's disappeared. 40 years since it's disappeared. And everybody still has missed the whole point. And if you've ever watched the movie Goodfellas, and you see how, or Casino, and you see how they'll get into a business and just absolutely rape it, and not have any mercy. Like once they've taken, a couple of mil, they're not done with that. They've got to grind it into the ground and then murder the owner as well. Because they just absolutely have disdain for their mark. And this is like South Africa to a T. They've taken 3,000 tons of our gold, and on top of that, we're allowing them to rub our nose in shit every day. And that's not acceptable. If who's going to do something about it? Because I'm quite happy to do something about it. But this little childish mindset people have, it's got to stop of focusing on what Malema is saying and Ramaphosa. And it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. I can't deal with it anymore. It's, the ANC are so inept. No, they're not inept. They're doing their job as the puppets that they're supposed to be to degrade the entire country. That is what they are doing. They are the puppets placed there. You see the pictures. I've seen them posted all over Facebook. I didn't even put them there. Other people put them there. But then what's going on here? Well, it's obvious. They've got these billionaires that are playing them like puppets. Malema meeting with interesting characters. You can see the pictures. And, obviously it's this George Soros-esque type of people behind the scene. I'm sick of that name as well. It's very cliche. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Because it's time to grow up and to confront these entities. On the religion side, I would like to throw in another topic. Why is the site of Sodom and Gomorrah, where there's ash found all over the Dead Sea, it's all over YouTube. There's YouTube videos about it. Little pellets, full of pellets of sulfur, which they've taken, they're lighted right in front of your bloody eyes. It's there. No religious leader that I know of is talking about this. It's a beautiful example of a biblical fact that here's archaeology backing up a very interesting biblical story of how gay pride got Sodom fried. So that's all for now. And I hope that, people actually start growing a pair.